What's up? It's Trey here with Palmetto Dirt Fishing, and got the kids to bed a little early tonight, so I figured I would spend some time to show you guys some of my findings over the years, and give you the VDI numbers for those. I got a Equinox 800. That's what I'm going to be using. Show you some of the stuff I have. I know a lot of people always ask what it ring up as, and that's what I'm going to show y'all tonight. So got everything from coins to relics to jewelry. So hope y'all enjoy, and I'll show y'all what I have. I guess we'll just start with the coins. I've got regular zinc pennies, your wheat pennies, got an Indian head penny. I've got a war nickel, which is 35% silver, I think. Buffalo nickel, clad dime, mercury dime, Roosevelt silver, and then this one's a neat little find that I grabbed a couple months ago. It's not American, but you still might come across these. It's a 2 pence British coin. I'm not sure what the silver content is on this, but it sounds just like a dime when you find it. So it may be a little lower, but quarter, silver quarter. And I've got a Walking Liberty $50 and a Benjamin Franklin $50. I got some jewelry, everything from bling to the real thing. This is 18 karat. It's not stamped anywhere, but I got a test kit. Came out to be 18 karat. And this is a sterling silver necklace with gold plated tiger on it. Tungsten ring. This was just plated. It might have been plated silver, I'm not sure. I just call it bling. But they still sound good. I mean, they sound just as good as silver and gold sometimes, but you never know what they are till you dig them. Excuse me too, I got a little sinus issue. But this is a hem weight. If you don't know what that is, they used them way back in the day. I'm not sure when they stopped, but I know they used these early 1900s, 1800s. But what they are is they would sew these to clothing, shower curtains, all kinds of different things to weigh them down. I've been told that they use these for like Civil War coats to hold them down. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I was told that. But they were hem weights. They were hemmed on the clothing and stuff to hold stuff down. This right here is a heel plate. Went to the bottom of a boot. It's hard to say if that was Civil War or not, but I know it's from that time period. This is a watch fob. If I remember correctly, this has got like World War I style clothing on the people. So I believe this is like maybe just after World War I. Got a license, a dog tag. Got a musket ball and a mini ball. It's like a 54 cal or something like that. 54, 56. I can't remember. I'm not an expert on this stuff, but it is Civil War time period mini ball. It was dropped, not shot. Now this musket ball, it looks like it was shot. If it wasn't shot, then it got damaged somehow with a plow or something. This is a pistol ball. This is one of my favorite finds as well. This is a South Carolina State Militia button. Oh, I got it upside down. There we go. See if I can get this thing to focus. Well, yeah, that was a good find. Sounded a lot like a penny. That's what I thought I was digging, actually. Got a flat button, possibly 1700s. I'm I'm guessing. Maybe early 1800s. I believe this is middle to early 1800s. So, single concave button. Now this was a neat find too. I've been tracking down this horse track that Barnwell used to have back in the mid 1800s. It's called Sherwood Track, and it said it was just outside of town. But I found this. It was some kind of metal. Metal as in MEDAL. We all know it's metal because the metal detector found it. But it looks like somebody won some type of medal for, I don't know what that sport would be, horse fencing or something, just jumping over a fence. But looking at the horseshoe, that style horseshoe that it has, I actually dated this to be around the mid 1800s, going off of this horseshoe style. So this could have been something that somebody won at the horse track. It's pretty good history to go with that. I found one other thing on the internet that looked very similar to this. I can't find anything else on it, but I believe this is like a horse harness button, or yeah, I think that's what it's called. And the only thing I found, they said it was the 18th century, which is 1700s. If anybody else knows anything else on this, let me know, because I've had this for, I don't know, going on 2 years now. I know it's a good find. I just can't, yeah, I'm not 100% sure on the date, because not everything you see on Google is true, but it's got an etching on there. Kind of meets the time period as far as, you know, style goes. It looks like it could be 1700s. I kind of went all over the place. I don't know if I missed anything. Yeah, I did. So shotgun shell, the head stamp. These are cool finds. A lot of people just throw these away, but some of these, I don't think this one is in particular, but some of these are actually pretty old that I have. They're 1800s. This is a nice little find that I had, a little brass duck. I don't normally clean stuff. Especially coins and stuff, you'll ruin the value on it. But when I found this, it was green, and I know that this thing was probably made to be shiny, so I shined it up. If it had been like a, you know, a relic, a Civil War relic or something, a coin, I wouldn't have done it. But to me, this piece of brass was meant to be shiny, so I shined it up. And then I got a thimble. I'm not sure what this is made of. Aluminum, tin, I'm not sure. I don't think it's silver. I mean, silver tarnishes a little bit, it turns black, but I don't think that's silver. And I think that's everything. I think I covered everything. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is stamped 18 karat, but it was plated. Broke my heart a little bit. This was 18 karat. I tested it and it wasn't stamped, but it's 18 karat. Found that at the beach at Tybee Island. And this necklace. But alright, let's get to it, and I'm going to show y'all what these ring up as. We'll see. You'll see a lot of similarities when it comes down to being, you know, similar metals and stuff, and some of them might even shock you with how different they may be when they are similar metals. The size has a lot to do with how they're going to ring up as well. Now these are also being checked in the air. They're not in the ground, so depending on how trashy the ground is, how wet the ground is, there's a lot of factors that could change these numbers just a little bit, or a lot if there's a lot of iron beside it and stuff. But in perfect conditions, or you know, maybe even good conditions, these numbers are pretty accurate. So. But all right, I'm gonna set the camera over here, give y'all a good view of the detector. If anybody is using the Equinox 800, this is what this is going to be good for. These read from -10 to 40. -10 to 0 is usually all your iron stuff, and I usually even discriminate up maybe out of, you know, 1 or 2. Sometimes I don't really start detecting until it hits like a 3 or 4. until I find a better method, I'll probably just stick with that. But sometimes you get like hot rocks and stuff that'll come up, I think like 1 or 2, so I stay away from those numbers too. And I know I miss a lot of things by not digging a lot of iron, but my area that I like to focus on is not iron. Still find iron anyways, it always happens. Alright, so let's get started. I guess we'll go through the coins first. So I'm going to start with this zinc penny, just a regular memorial. And I've got a mirror back behind the camera, so I'm going to try to read these numbers backwards to you. But that's ringing up 18 to 21. Pennies will jump all over the place. You could find 10 zinc pennies, and some will read 18, some will read all the way up to like 25, depending on how corroded it is, all that stuff. But yeah, around 20 is where that is. Alright, got a wheat penny. This is copper. See how that's ringing up 24, 25. Sounds a lot better. I love sounding wheat pennies. Alright, Indian head. These ring up kind of like a zinc penny. That looks like a 19. Reading backwards to me, it looks like a 19. Alright, go to the war nickel. War nickel's a 14. These read a little higher than a normal nickel. If you like a clad nickel, it's just going to be around 13. You're going to pull a lot of, you're going to find a lot of pull tabs if you're looking for nickels. But 14 is typical for a war nickel. It's got silver content in it, so it's going to ring a little higher. I didn't have clad nickels or quarters with me actually. The clad nickels around 13. So clad quarters are usually around 30, 31. This is a silver one, 90% silver. So you can tell it's ringing up a little higher, 30, 31 to 32. Every now and then it'll get a little low, but it's usually ringing a little higher than a clad quarter. Alright, Walking Liberty $50. Now I've never personally found any of these. I actually, I won this one when I was a kid in a Walmart vending machine or whatever you want to call it. I just held on to it. And the Benjamin Franklin $50 was given to me, so I didn't actually find these. But I would love to hear that. That sound right there. Usually when I hear that, it's pull up trash, some kind of aluminum or I don't know, it's usually trash. I've never been lucky enough to find anything like this. But that's 33, 32, 34. Sounds really good. Benjamin Franklin $50. 33, 34. Okay, I think that was all the coins. Oh no. So this is smaller than, did I even miss? Yeah, I missed the dimes completely. I'm sorry, I'll go through the dimes. Let me do, I got the 2 pence right here. It's 18, this is one of my favorite coins that I found so far. Oh, I'm sorry, not a 2 pence, it's a 3 pence. 1897, and this is smaller than a dime, but it is silver. It's ringing up 20, 21. A little less than what a silver dime would ring up. Let's see, what's next? This is a silver rosy, 27, 20, around 27. It goes down a little bit every now and then, but 25, 27. And then Mercury dime is probably gonna ring up around the same. Yeah, 24, 26, 27, about the same, very similar. And then the clad dime is probably going to be a little lower than that, 23, 25. There you go, 24, 25. See, they're very close to one another, so, you know, depending on your ground conditions, you know, I wouldn't chance saying, oh, it's just a clad. I'd go for it if it sounds like that, if it's got that tone, that pitch, dig it. I wouldn't turn that away for anything. So yeah, we did our dimes. I think I covered everything now. I don't know how I missed the dimes like that. All right, I guess we'll do the jewelry now, starting with the bling. I'm pretty sure this is like cubic zirconium in this, which I know the detector doesn't detect stuff like that. I wish it did, but it's plated. Still sounds good though. I mean, and depending on how you hit these two, because it's got a lot going on, the shape, I mean, it's hollow. Especially if you find one that's broken, they'll really mess you up if it's broken anywhere. So they can jump around a good bit, depending on how it's laying in the ground. But 18, 19, 20, and if I rotate it so you get different tones. It all depends on how you hit it. Alright, this is the 18 karat. It was plated. Really ain't much gold left on it, to be honest with you, but around the same 20, 18 to 20. 18 karat ring. Look at that, not much of difference. 20, 23. And gold's all over the place. Usually they're really low. I was shocked that this one was ringing so high, but gold is kind of like all over the VDI scale. If you want to find gold, you're really going to dig a lot of trash. I think most gold that I've found or anybody else has found is usually lower, but like in this case, it's a little higher. A lot of people find them lower than like 13 and less. 17 is a good number for gold. But yeah, that one's 20 and maybe a little higher. Tungsten. 19, 20, 21. And then the necklace, I'm gonna try to get, these will mess you up too because there's a lot going on with these. But let's see. Just trying to get just the necklace part. It's gonna be hard to get the necklace. I might not even dug this if it had been just a necklace. The pendant is what is giving me a really good signal. Yeah, the pendant sounded just like a silver quarter. But, this necklace has got a bunch of, I don't know, it's what you call it, like a chainmail style. So it's hard to pick that up. Necklaces usually throw you off a little bit. Okay, so I'll go to some of my relics. I'll start with the hem weights. These are probably going to ring up the same, but I've got a 5. I believe these are going to be ounces is what the numbers mean on it. There's a 5 and a 4. So these are lead. And that's about what lead is. 19. Sometimes I ring up 18. There you go. 17, 18, 19. So since I did those are lead. Let's do the mini ball and pistol ball and musket ball. Let's do all the lead stuff and show you what the difference in density and shape does. So it's like 13 to 15. Doesn't sound quite as good as the other one. musket ball. It's a little higher, 19, 20, 18 to 20 I would say. And then the mini ball, around 18. So this one was mangled up a little bit. It's gonna I guess a detector, the frequencies and stuff reflect off of it differently when it's mangled up. Kind of gives you all kinds of different signals. This one's more solid. It was a drop round, pretty consistent. All right, let's see, what can we do next? Let's do the heel plate. Let's go ahead and do like the possible Civil War stuff. That's a good sound. 24, 25, ringing up like a penny. But you know, if you get good enough of these detectors, the pinpointers, you can tell by how big they are. A lot of people know by size if it's going to be a penny or not. So that was a good find. I remember that day. As a matter of fact, it was the same day I found this South Carolina militia button. All right, this is a single piece concave button. I think this is mid 18, maybe early 1800s. 18, 19. I think it's copper. Pretty sure that's copper. This is the South Carolina State Militia button. 23 to 25. Sounds like a penny. About the same size as a penny too. So it'll surprise you when you dig stuff like that. It's when you least expect it, you pull something out of the ground like that. I was getting tore up by mosquitoes. I was just about to leave and I had that signal. I was like, let me dig this one hole and I'm going to get in the truck. And when that thing fell into my hand, I was like, no way. I couldn't believe it. I called my wife before I even got home and had to brag about that one. So this is a flat button. I think it's like 1700s, 17, 18. I did miss one thing earlier. I didn't tell you all about. So this, if anybody ever finds anything like this, it's pretty neat. I didn't know anything about it until I spent a few hours doing research, but this is a trade weight. They would use this when they were doing trading, and I dated it back to like the 1840s, I believe. The way I was able to do that, it's got a WR stamped right here, and it's very, very hard to see, but there is a crown above that. Well, that stands for William's Reign, I believe, if I remember correctly. And basically these are verified weights, I guess, by the king or whoever. They had a standard that they have to go by. They have to make sure that these weigh what they say they weigh, so when they're doing trading, they're not, you know, scamming anybody. But William's reign is basically, it was during the reign of King William, I guess. I'm trying to remember the history on this stuff. It's been a while since I've had this. It's like it's like King William the second or third or something like that, and that stamp is dates to like the 1840s. So that was a pretty cool find too, and this thing sounded really good as well. I don't know if anybody's ever found anything like this, but this could save you hours of research. Or maybe not. While you're doing your research, you might see this video. So, but yeah, that's, what is that, a 20? It's kind of all over the place. 21 to 27, depends on how it hits it, but 21, 25. Either way, it sounds good, it's repeatable. I would dig that all day long. Okay. Okay, so this is the horse track metal, like mid 1800s, 17. That's it, man. That's pretty, very constant, consistent. 17. Let's see if I turn it and flip it the other way. Yep. Still pretty consistent. All right, what I believe is a horse harness button, 1700s. 21, 25. Sounds like a penny. Already did the heel plate. Did all that. Let's do the shotgun shell now. These gonna sound like a penny as well. This one isn't picking up too well for some reason. There we go. They usually ring up like a penny. I'm not sure why it's not ringing up too well. Might be the oxidation on it. Every time you hear one, you'll dig it. They sound good. 17, 18. Must have a lot going on. That's what it is. There's a little bit of rust on the inside. Let me see if I can get a different one. Let's see. There you go. Actually, you know, they're a little lower than a penny. I think when I dig these, they're usually around a 15 or 16. They are a little lower than a penny. I lied to you. I'm sorry. They're a little lower than a penny when I dig these. Pennies, like I said, so far 18 to 25. So these are going to come up anywhere from, if I remember correctly, 15 to 18. Let's try one more because I'm curious now, but I'm pretty sure they do ring up lower than pennies. Yeah, like I said, 15 to 18. But those are pretty good finds though when you find the old ones. I've got a few of them from the 1800s. All right, let's do the thimble and the brass duck. That's gonna jump around a lot because of how it's shaped and it's broken. But I would dig that. I mean, it's depends on which face I'm pointing towards the detector, but it's repeatable. I would dig it. Lower 20s. Brass ducks the same way. If I were to hit it from this side, 21, 23. If I were to do this bottom side where it's real flat, it usually gets a little higher. Okay, there we go. It's a little lower right there on that side, and then it's more consistent on the bottom side. So depending on how these are sitting in the ground, and I mean, I'm not saying you're gonna dig a brass duck, but you know, just an example of whatever you're digging, how it's laying in the ground, it can change the tone. That's why it's best to just dig as much as you can. I mean, you got to find a sweet spot. You don't want to wear yourself out, but usually what I do is I actually do a little cherry picking, especially if I know if I have a permission I can go to as much as I want. You know, public areas, family members' permissions, or anybody else's permission that they allow me to go anytime I want. I usually will cherry pick stuff. I've got numbers that I look for, but if you know it's only one time that you're gonna go, dig everything that's repeatable. That's just my recommendation. But you know, like I said, depending on how it's in the soil, it could be something really nice and sound like crap. Or it could be something that like crap sounds really nice. So it's hard to tell, but these are just good, just a good rule of thumb to go by, you know, in good conditions. What you can expect, and using your pinpointer on your detector to see how big it is. You know, I've gotten pretty good with coins. If I know it's a penny, quarter, dime, nickel, I do still put a lot of pull tabs on nickels. But got this licensed dog tag and this watch fob. This World War I watch fob. It says victory, liberty, peace, democracy. It's got Lady Liberty with what looks like an army soldier and a navy soldier. 23, 24, 25. Really good sound. Let's see. Yeah, I don't care how that's laying. That sounds good either way. And then this was a neat too. I found two of these. One of them was 1922. This one's 1926. But these are dog license tags for Barnwell County. Back in the day, you had to pay taxes on animals and stuff, and this was the license tag for it. 18. So and that's a good thing right there. You know, 18. That's what the lead was ringing up at. And people that have detected for a while know what I'm about to say, but people that haven't, I get questions a lot on, like the big question is gold. Well, you know, what does gold ring up as? Well, I mean, you can't look at certain numbers and be like, oh yeah, that's gold. They fall within the same span as other types of metals. This right here is copper, and it's ringing up just like the lead did. So, you know, there's no easy way of saying, yeah, I know what I'm about to dig. Like, you can get pretty dang good at it and get it right a lot of the times, but you know, with that number that was ringing up, that could easily have been a penny, that could have been a licensed dog tag, it could have been a lead bullet. It's just the way it goes. But either way, all of those are, you know, good finds. I mean, a memorial penny isn't, that's not on a bucket lister, but it could be, you know, a key date wheat penny or something like that. And I think that's all my stuff, if I went through it all right and didn't skip anything this time. But yeah, I've got so much stuff that I'd like to show. Maybe I'll do another one of these and pull out another group of my stuff later. But I hope this helps y'all. For everyone that's new to it, has a lot of questions. It's a good rule to go by. It helps a lot. It's not necessarily, I wouldn't say it was, I don't know, it may be a standard, I guess you could call it, but standards are broken. I mean, you're gonna dig pennies that sound outside of the penny range. You're gonna dig silver dimes that are extremely high, maybe for a dime. It just depends on ground conditions. There's a lot of factors that goes into it. Like I said, on a good day, in good conditions, this is your typical numbers. It's pretty dang accurate. I mean, I would go by that. I mean, it's comfortable to say that you could use those numbers. But I hope that this helped y'all out. Just give y'all one more look. This is just a few of my things, but that covers a wide range of stuff. I mean, it's got coins, jewelry, and some relics. I mean, that's a good day's hunt. If you find half of this, that's a good day's hunt, because this is a couple years worth of savings right here. I've got a lot more. I just didn't want to get it all out. And I've got another container full of stuff. I'm trying to organize it better, but I got more buttons, shotgun shells. This was a pretty cool find. I believe that was like a suspender clasp. It was in one of my videos. Patented May 30th, 1876. Some more bling and accordion reeds. These are pretty cool if you ever find any of these. I know a lot of people that find them and don't know what they are, but they're accordion reeds, or I think maybe some people call them squeeze boxes. I'm not really sure. But if you look on these, they'll have a letter and a number in it, or a letter right here, like D sharp. I think this one was F, but it tells you what note it was. These are harmonica reeds. Or actually one that broke. That was in one of my videos. More dog license tags. Couple buckles. This was a finial piece to a fireplace tong set. Couple of my oil lamp pieces. Oh man, I gotta tell y'all a story about this. So this is just, a watch plate. Doesn't seem that great, right? Well, after I washed it off, you're not gonna be able to see it in the video, but somebody had signed it or etched their name into it. And see if I can remember what it said. Frank Anthony. So I started looking up this name. I was like, okay, maybe I can find something on like ancestry.com or whatever, find something related to this person from Barnwell. Come to find out, he wrote Frank Anthony. I guess he wrote his last name first, but his name is Anthony Frank. And he lived in Barnwell in, when was it? It was the 1800s, I know for a fact. I can't remember the exact date. But he joined a militia in 1830s, I think it was. 1830s. Georgetown. Oh gosh, what was it? Man, I've done so much research. My mind's getting scrambled. But George's Creek Township, that's what it was. He joined that militia in like the 1830s. This watch plate, going off of the stamp for the manufacturer right here, they made these in the early 1900s, like 1911 or something like that. So the guy was old when he had this, but I found it in a park, which is far away from George's Creek. I don't know how it got there, but I don't know. Like I said, I've said it before in some of my other videos. This is another big reason why I love this hobby, is doing the research and tying stories to stuff. But and it might not have been the 1830s when he joined. It could have been like 1840s or 50s, somewhere around there. I know he joined a militia, and somewhere in the early 1900s, probably not long after he got this, dropped it somehow. Got a lot of neat little jewelry pieces I found here, and my finger's covering up the thing. My bad, guys. I do not do good with recording stuff. I'm definitely that person that has their finger covering the lens and stuff. But yeah, so what I really wanted to do tonight was just show y'all some VDI numbers, give y'all an idea of what you're looking at. If you're a beginner, you might not have the Equinox 800. I wouldn't really suggest that for beginner. It's a little more complicated than beginner. I wouldn't say it's professional. There's a lot more expensive, more technology out there, but this isn't just your pick it up and go type detector. There's some things you have to do before you get going. But so maybe, you know, you didn't need the numbers. If you got an Equinox 800, you might already know what you're doing. But if not, I hope this video helped you, and thank y'all again. Hit that like and subscribe, and you'll be notified when I do another video, and it helps me out. I greatly appreciate it.